Hi, so we're back out here at the root garden, and it has been a few weeks since we were out here when I was demonstrating how to plant garlic. And since then I put down a layer of clean straw, which ended up to be 2 bales worth. And then this past weekend I cleaned out my coops, so I put 3 coops worth of litter down, so it's pretty heavily mulched at this point, and I think it is good enough for the winter. I don't think, if I clean out the coops and dump more litter out here, it'll be on this bed. I'll put it on my vegetable garden because I haven't put any litter on that since probably spring, so the winter's worth of litter will go there. So I would say there's probably about at least 5 or 6 inches of straw on here, clean and from the coops, and so it's pretty thick, and so it's ready to go. And if we have a good thaw during winter, or maybe not, maybe we'll just come out here and look at it under the snow. That might be fun. But to maybe take a look and see how it's progressing during the winter, because it will continue to compost and break down during the winter, and by springtime you will be surprised to see just how much has occurred during the winter time. You wouldn't think with everything being so frozen, but really the mulch does keep a nice environment under the snow for it to compost, and it continues to do that during the winter. So again, we'll come back out here during the winter, maybe midway. Maybe we'll come out here in late January and see what's going on, and then we will definitely come back out here in the spring and check it out once everything melts and winter is pretty much gone. And we'll check it out again, and we'll see what's poking up in the spring, because the garlic will come up pretty early. I mean, as soon as that ground warms up, it's coming up. It's one of the first things up in the spring, along with the native herbs that surround this bed, and maybe we'll take another look at them again like we did last spring. And just to point out, speaking of native herbs, there still are some around this bed. We have a little bit of dandelion, and we also have some plantain, which is the narrow leaf, as we learned in the plantain video. So there's some narrow leaf still around, which hangs on longer than the broadleaf, although here's broadleaf right there. So and also here's some clover. So we still have some herbs going out here, and it's into November here in Michigan, so that's pretty good. And I'm sure there's a few more I see that are really teeny. There's some dead nettle. Look at that. That's something. I don't see any chickweed, I wouldn't think. It's kind of more of a tender herb, so it's probably not going to withstand. We've had quite a few number of freezing days. So, but you can see the green around the edges here, so that's, well, a lot of it's grass, so we don't like that. But there's still some herbs in here, so that's pretty good going into November, like I said. So anyway, we'll come back out here in the spring or midwinter and take a look.